Have you ever used a sanitizer and thought, what's that smell? Did you ever get an itchy or sticky feeling after using a sanitizer? Did you ever think about the effectiveness of a sanitizer? Introducing Total Sanitizer. Total Sanitizer's line of antiseptic skin sanitizer solutions help you live a full and prepared life. Total Sanitizer helps individuals and communities fight against harmful infectious diseases, germs, and other pathogens by providing superior hand hygiene products. Total Sanitizer's proprietary formula has been third-party lab tested for safety and efficacy by A&B Labs. Total Sanitizer is registered by FDA. Alcohol-free, which makes it safe for babies and those with sensitive skin. Safe and non-toxic. Odorless. Long-lasting, which means it provides 3 hours of protection. Total Sanitizer contains unique conditioning and moisturizing ingredients that leave the skin with a soft, refreshing feel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag, it was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Isolation comes from Isabel, which means island.
Isolation comes from Isabel, which means island.
Isolation comes from Isabel, which means island.
I insist upon my right to be multiple. I insist upon my right to be multiple. Even more so, I insist upon the recognition of my multiplicity.
All things encompassed in one.
I religion insists that others recognize my inherent multiplicity. What I no longer do is take pains to explain it or defend it. That is an exhausting, repetitive, and draining project to constantly explain and defend one's multiplicity. So I've reached a point where I am aware of my inherent multiplicity. And anyone wishing to meaningfully engage with me or my work must be too. Must be too. I can also, and.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the 6th Annual Women's History Month Awards, Valiant Women Refusing to be Silenced. I'm GlenNeta Griffin, and I'm honored to serve as your host. I encourage you all to make the most of this month that's marked as a reminder of our courage, strength, unity, and power.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, and welcome to the 5th Annual Women's History Month Honors. Thank you so much for joining us as we celebrate trailblazing women in our community. That is our task. We have the Women's History Month community, and I certainly want to thank each and every member who put together this awesome program. Please stay tuned to honor our queens in our community. You are just that, and we want to make sure not just during Women's History Month, but during 365 days of the year that you understand how much we value each and every queen in our community. We practice the village concept here in the city of Stockbridge. We certainly do. We want to make sure that we wrap our arms around our queens to make sure that they know their rightful place on the throne. Today we're honoring trailblazing women in our community who have, through the course of history, set the course and charted the path for the great community that we enjoy today. Please know that the valiant women of the vote make a difference. They made a difference in 2020, and they will continue to make a difference throughout our history. Let me give you a little bit of history on Women's History Month honors. This event is dedicated to my wife, Alicia Morgan Alexander. Rest her soul. She was a tremendous servant to the community, and she taught me how to walk the walk, not just talk the talk. I lost her in 2003, and I promised her that I was going to celebrate women and honor women in her name, because it is truly just fitting to understand, not behind every man, great man, but beside every great man is a woman in our life. The man that you see today had so many contributions from my mother, from my sister, from my aunt, and I want to pass that on to my daughters, to my granddaughter, and every woman in this community. It is my charge and my challenge to make sure that I do everything possible, from the first, when my feet hit the floor in the morning, to my head hit the pillow at night, to make sure that we create the greatest community in the world. Not the greatest community in America, the greatest community in Metro Atlanta, celebrating and honoring women. Today, we honor women, valiant women of the vote. In 2020, it was an amazing time and an amazing year to be able to accomplishment. I celebrate our very own chairwoman, Carlotta Harrell. Carlotta Harrell led and leads us to a new generation and a new time in the world, making sure that Henry County is charting the right path. We celebrate Lisa Cupid of Cobb County. And let me just tell you a little bit. When I first moved to Metro Atlanta, I moved to Cobb County. I lived in Lisa Cupid's district in South Cobb County. The same challenges that we faced and that we've overcome in the last several years here in Henry County, Cobb County mirrored those challenges. It is the challenges of most predominantly African American communities, jobs, economic development, and equal equity for that particular community. I understand when I moved to Cobb County in 1987, there was no thought of a county commissioner being African American or woman or actually serving as county chairperson. We salute Lisa Cupid. We salute all of the women as the chairperson of the Forsyth County Commission. We salute you. The chairperson of all of the commissions and Vice Chair Natalie Hall, we certainly salute you as well. And understand, women serving in this community make a difference in everything that we do. Understand, as we chart the course and we make a move to make sure that we do everything possible to create a kingdom that is ready for our queen, we got to make sure that we put the right steps in place and that we perform the right policies. In leadership, we pass policies like the supplier diversity policy to make sure women have equal access and that they're treated fairly and that they're paid fairly with their male counterparts. Equally so, this year I proudly say the city of Stockbridge passed the Crown Act. The Crown Act protecting minority women and all women in the workplace who choose to wear natural hair. It's extremely important that you do more than talk the talk, that you actually walk the walk. There's a lot that went into our event for this particular year, and the Women's History Month committee did a wonderful job making sure that we put the program together, that it flowed for you. You will see amazing presentations. You'll see amazing vocalists. Lydia Middleton is an outstanding vocalist. She lives right here in our community, and she will do an outstanding job, and I can't wait to see the performances that she will put on for you all today. Hank Stewart, what a great gentleman, what a great poet. The talent that we have here in this community to be able to serve you and to be able to honor you. I remember honoring Luann Burns. Luann Burns of Stockbridge Elementary. Who would have ever thought during the pandemic that it would take the life of such an honorable and outstanding educator as Luann Burns. In her memory, we have the Luann Burns Award tonight that we will give out, but we got to understand, we have to stand with our teachers, our educators, because they are the queens who raise up the young to make sure that they're educated and ready to lead the next generations. We stand with our teachers here today, and I do personally every single day, because we understand their value to the village. Thank you so much again, Councilman Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, and stay tuned today. And what I want you to do before you tune out is to make sure you take it and you share this program with each and every one on your social media pages. Tag someone and let them know what the great things that we're doing today to serve women in this community, because we want to make sure that every eye possible is celebrating our queens in our kingdom. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, City of Stockbridge.
Yeah, I'm Mayor Anthony S. Ford, Mayor of the City of Stockbridge, and I have a proclamation I'd like to read in reference to Women's History Month. From the first settlers who came to our shores, from the first American Indian families who befriended them, men and women have worked together to build this nation. Too often, the women were unsung and sometimes their contributions went unnoticed. But the achievements, leadership, courage, strength, and love of a woman built America was very vital, as was men whose names we know so well. This is an actual quote from President Jimmy Carter in March of 1980. Whereas every March is designated Women's History Month, the presidential proclamation this month is set aside to honor women's contributions in American history. And whereas Women's History Month began as a local celebration in Santa Rosa, California, the Educational Task Force of Sonoma County, California Commission on the Status of Women planned and executed a Women's History Week celebration in 1978. The organizers selected a week of March 8th to correspond with the International Women's Day. The movement spread across the country as for other communities, initiated their own Women's History Week celebrations the following year. Whereas in February 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued the first presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8, 1980 as Women's History Week. Whereas subsequently, presidents continued to proclaim a National Women's History Week in March until 1987, when Congress passed Public Law 100-9, designating March as Women's History Month. And whereas the National Women's History Alliance selects and publishes a yearly theme, the theme of Women's History Month in 2021 captures the spirit and these challenging times. Since many of the women's suffrage centennial celebrations originally scheduled for 2020 were curtailed, the National Women's History Alliance is extending an annual theme for 2021 to a vigilant woman of the vote, refusing to be silenced. Now, therefore, I, Anthony S. Ford, by virtue of authority vested in me as mayor of the city of Stockbridge, Georgia, and on behalf of city council members Elton Alexander, Yolanda Barber, John Blunt, Lakeisha Gant, and Alfonso Thomas, do hereby proclaim March 2021 as Women's History Month in the great city of Stockbridge, Georgia. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand on a great seal of the city of Stockbridge, Georgia, on the 7th day of March of our year of our Lord, 2021. I signed this along with our clerk, Vanessa Holiday. God bless you, ladies.
Our keynote speaker, Sharon Salam, is truly an American hero. Her fight for social justice began with the wrongful imprisonment of her son Yusuf Salam. She fought for social justice as any mother would do, giving it her all, making sure that her son was free and not wrongfully imprisoned in America, as so many unjustly have been. She fought that fight valiantly with everything that she had in her being. And today you'll be able to hear in her own words what that experience was like and what we're doing to overcome in America today. I'm so proud that we have so many talented women willing to contribute in our community and support everything that we do. And understand, ladies, we're here to support you in every way that we possibly can, and we welcome you all to the 2021 Women's History Month Honors. Enjoy this program. It will be amazing. Thank you.
I'm Sharon Salam. I'm the mother of Yusuf Salam. And in 1989, my life was altered and changed and put on a different path. And when we walked down that path in relations to the Central Park 5, many of us didn't know what we were doing as we walked. It was like you're on the rope method. You're learning it as you go. And I think back at it now and I say to myself, it must have been how those women and mothers on those slave ships felt when they were captured and put in those places and locked up and bounded, and they was wondering all the time, where is my daughter? Where is my son? Where is my husband? Where is my family? And you're lying there in those ships not knowing if your loved ones are alive or dead. That's how I felt that night. That's how I felt when I hurriedly went to the police station after being told that my son had been picked up by the police outside of our door. I was in the impression that my son had been kidnapped by the police, just like those people on the slave ships had been kidnapped from Africa. It's interesting how you feel when these things happen to you and how it makes you move forward in your life. As women, we never really think about motherhood. We just think about women for a long time. We pass a lot of mothers on the street. We don't really pay them that much attention. But one day, something happens and we become those people that we've been passing on the street. We become mothers. And we think of our families in a whole new light. Motherhood brings something new to the table that wasn't there before, even though we've seen it. We've lived it, but we didn't pay it any attention. I didn't pay it any attention either. Just like I didn't pay any attention to the prison industrial complex until it knocked on my door. And it's something, when it knocks on your door, it gives you a whole new meaning as to what life is and what's important to you. And you put on a different kind of armor as you're walking forward, trying to make a change, make a saving, make hope, make happiness, and make people realize that who they think they have is not you. I remember when I arrived at the police precinct, and there were friends of mine waiting for me outside. They had already been in. My cousin was there, and a friend of a big brother who was there, and some other people were there who were shop stewards. And so they knew a little something because the big brother happened to be a DA out of Brooklyn that we had known for quite some time. He wasn't there to represent anybody, but he was there to observe and witness and help make sure we understood everything. Because when you have people with you, it changes the dynamics of how people view you and what they say to you in front of the people who you have with you. So I had all of these people with me. There were about 5 of us in tow. And we went into the police station. And when we walked in, I stopped and I said to the guy who was sitting at the desk right inside the vestibule, "I'm Miss Salam. I'm Yusuf Salam's mother, and I want to see my son." And he said to me, the police officer, "We have been waiting for you." And I continued walking in as that was the way he was pointed. I continued walking that way, and people started walking towards me. And being a daughter of the South, when they started walking toward me in that manner, I could feel the vibrations coming in my feet. I could feel it coming. And I said to myself, you know, like so many years ago, we would ride down the roads in those towns where I was born in Saratoga, Alabama, down those dark, no light streets. And we'd hear the Klan was on the prowl, and we'd be looking for the Klan. And when they started walking to me, I felt like I was seeing the Klan for the first time, and they were there for me. They had stepped out from behind the trees. They didn't have on their white coats. They didn't have on the white mask, but they were there for me. And it put me in a new frame of reference in terms of how I was to proceed and what I was going to do, and the condition of my son. I wondered if he was alive, if he was dead, if somebody was beating him up somewhere. That's what I felt as a mother, and most mothers feel that way when they go into these unknown situations. Being a mother is not easy, let me tell you. And for those mothers who are in the room and soon to be mothers, the mothers in the room will tell you, you're going to have your highs and your lows, your ups and your downs, your twists and your turns. And for those who are going to walk on that path and join us in this great migration of motherhood, I want to offer you and say thank you, because we need you on the line. We need more children that look like us in our communities. We need children who don't look like us in our communities. We need mothers who can love these children and show them the way. We need your strength. We need your compassion. We need you, because it is you that will give us what we need and give the children the direction that they need to go in. But I have always said that a mother is only as strong as the father who stands beside her. But there are times when we have to mother alone. We have to be both mother and father. We have to pick up our mantle and walk strong in faith. And with some of us who are non-believers, we walk without faith. but we walk the story that's been given us and we write our path. I know when I spoke to Zenobia and she told me, come and tell your story. I said, my story, you can't tell it in a few minutes because this story has been going on, since 1989. And when you have a story that's going on that long, to squish it into a few minutes is not easy. But let me tell you, when I came home for that precinct and I didn't know what to do, there was a song I heard when I was walking on 125th Street in Harlem, New York City. And I felt it was a message from the Most High, the Almighty. And it said, one day at a time, because before that I had been balled up in a knot in my room, unable to move. But now I can move. I can do it one day at a time. And as I walked one day at a time, it gave me the strength to move through those other days. As I put one day in front, one day I lived, and the other day was gone. I didn't go back to try to live it again. I moved forward, and I tried to do whatever I could to fight for my son and to fight for the other children in my family. Because, when these things happen to you, your whole family can be torn asunder. And it doesn't take long to do that type of thing because the enemies gather around you and they flock into your household with their energies and they come to take the rest of the children you have in your house. And so you have one that they have and the other that you're fighting to keep and to make safe. It's unreal what they do to us. And what they've done to me. Everybody out there won't have my story. Everybody won't have this kind of indignities that you go through and the pain and the suffering. Because at that moment when this happened to me, I really knew how it felt to be on that slave ship. I really knew the sorrow and the pain that they get. I really knew because I was living it. And nobody, I could take it off of me and I couldn't give it to nobody else and say, you take this burden. I'll do this part. All the parts were the parts that I had to live. Just like all of your parts are going to be the parts that you live. Our stories might be different in one turn, but they are still the same. We're all here mostly trying to make a way for our children. We're all here as mothers trying to help guide them so that they can be all they can be. And for all of us, I believe we want our children to do and be more than we were and we are. We want their house to be bigger. We want their yards to be more fuller than it was before. We want them to have what we didn't have. If we couldn't read, we want them to read. If we couldn't write, we want them to write. If we didn't have certain things, we want them to have it. Because that is our legacy for our children. Motherhood is a wonderful thing. And along with that wonder comes joy. Along with that wonder comes so many things that you can put your arms around. And thank God, thank God. And I thank God for sharing me his mercy when he showed me how I could make it one day at a time. And I've used that throughout this life to try to continue to walk in that path one day at a time. That's how you do it. That's how we all do it. And we keep thinking in our heads and we hold on to what we have been taught through our trainings of our mothers, of our grandmothers and our great-grandmothers. All of those people living in our bodies share joy, share our life, and they pass on their essence. Through them, we are. Through them, I am. Join us. We are one family, one people, one woman, one man, one mother. And it's the mother who is the one who is the mother of the world. No father can be that. Only the mother. Only the mother. And our uniqueness says that we are special. And we're always going to be special, because without us, there is nothing. There is no one. We are everything. And for those men out there who are sitting and listening to this message, get used to it. We are everything. We're the beginning, we're the end, we're in the middle, and we prodding you along so that you can be what you can be too. But everything is going to be right. I remember my son when he was there, and I said, son, we're going to be working, we're fighting for you on the outside, but you have to do certain things to keep yourself in order, because they're going to come after you. Because they have you now, they're going to come after you because they want to get to us. And as long as we're on the outside saying, my son is innocent, all these boys are innocent because he wasn't the only one that they took that day. He wasn't the only one. But only 5 were tried. 5 were tried for this horrific crime. Even today, we have people who continue the hoax of their guilt. But I wait and I wonder, when will God take them by the hand and show them that they are wrong? But sometimes you can't show people they are wrong because the devil has a hold to them. And no matter what you say or what you do, he doesn't let go. And so they walk with that wrongness everywhere they go. We are here and we stand by our children. We stand by our families because that's all we have. That's all we have. We raise these children. We train them to be whoever it is they are. And it's a reflection on us if they are unable, or if they fall astray. Sometimes we say, well, where did I go wrong? Sometimes you went wrong, sometimes you didn't go wrong. But thank God, and thank God for Stockbridge, and thank God for having me here to speak for you today. Thank you.
Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round. You can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, and we're gonna walk it out and move mountains. Gonna walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the wave, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again for you. Silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll get the world, take it to its knees and move mountains, bring it to its knees and move mountains. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the wave, I'll rise up, in spite of the heck, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. for that we have each other. Yes, for that we have each other. Oh, and we will rise, we will rise, oh, we will rise, oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up in spite of the age. I will rise and do it 1,000 times again. And we'll rise up, we'll rise like the day, we'll rise up, we'll rise unafraid, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you.
On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, I want to recognize Lydia Middleton for her outstanding contribution to our event. Lydia, your truly beautiful voice makes this event to the next level. So we certainly appreciate what you do and your ability to bring us to the next level on this event. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for having me from the bottom of my heart and from the depths of my spirit. It's such a pleasure and blessing to be able to share my talents with you all. I will do it as many times as I can. Thank you.
You know, Dr. Dorothy Heights once said, women seldom do what they want to, but they always do what they have to. And that's the honorees of today's program. The poem that I want to do for these beautiful ladies is simply entitled Beautiful. Beautiful is what they call her. It fits, although it's not her name. But it's not hard to understand why when she passes by, birds begin to sing. Flowers respect her beauty and adjectives. They don't do justice when describing her. Skin as smooth as silk and as soft as fur. Now she has a smile that should be bottled and sold, all forget red bottoms. This woman walks on gold. She's savvy, she's thoughtful, she's wise. She's strong, she's positive. Did I mention her eyes? She's sexy, she's sensual, she's hot, but come at her incorrectly and you will be taught. Now her heart is delicate, it's authentic, her heart is pure. For loving hard and unconditionally, I pray they never find a cure. And men strategize on how to approach her because they know they'll only get one chance. Oh, she's sexy. I know I said that to her before, but I was talking about the way she dances. Her body, it just glides across the floor. Watching her always leaves you wanting more. I mean, she can wear anything and make traffic stop. Some sweats, jeans, or formal. Even some cross shorts and a pair of flip-flops. Now, she looks good in the kitchen, but she looks just as good behind the desk at her office. If she's driving a sedan or addressing the legislative caucus, if she's hanging out with the girls having a cup of coffee or a glass of wine, if she's simply sitting by herself, this woman is rare. You can't just pull her off the shelf. And her family speaks of her with the greatest of pride. Her girlfriend was talking about her once, and out of admiration, she cried. She's classy, never shady, 24/7, 365, she's always a lady. And her character's important to her perfect. No, she's not. But she's learned from her mistakes and will apply what she's learned when given another shot. You see, she's slow to anger, but she's quickly to resolve. But don't bring her any gossip because no, she won't get involved. But when she enters a room, her very presence just commands all of the air. And if you're going through something, she's the first to offer a helping hand. More importantly, extend a prayer. Oh, she's secure. She's so secure, she recognizes the beauty in her sisters and compliment them on how good they look in that dress. But why not? She's the queen, the most powerful piece in the game of chess. Oh, but fellas, if you lose her, there's a void that'll almost be impossible to replace. And you'll spend years, maybe a lifetime, trying to find someone with that same style, elegance, and grace. Oh, beautiful is what they call her. It fits, although it's not her name. Use her as your barometer and just just maybe they'll call you all the same. Beautiful. And you are beautiful.
I'm Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander with the City of Stockbridge. We're here to celebrate the Women's History Month honors, celebrating trailblazing women in the metro Atlanta area. Part of this event is putting it on and making sure that we have the correct amount of celebration for these women, and nobody does that celebration and appreciation of women like Hank Stewart, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
Hank, we want to recognize you. We want to make sure you know how much we appreciate you and what you bring to this event. You bring so much to this event. I remember the first year you did beautiful. Oh my goodness. It just brought the house down, and it really put the cherry on top of what we do. So in recognition, I want to give you appreciation for the Virtual Participation Award for the National Women's History Month Honoree Awards. Thank you so much, Hank.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Wow. What an honor this is to be recognized by my friend in the city of Stockbridge. You all do phenomenal work in the city for ladies, for men, for children, for animals, whatever. You all are on the right side of history. So this is such an honor to even be recognized during Women's History Month and honoring beautiful women. And I love performing for women. You know, women are they're just the conscience of our community, and I'm so honored to be a part of this event. And this is my third year being a part of it, so thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, and welcome to the Women's History Month Honors, 5th Annual. We always want to make sure that we take the time to recognize those who made this great day possible. I want to take this time to recognize GlenNeta Griffin, to make sure that she understands her value and what she brings. You brought another level of Black excellence to our program, and thank you so much. So I want to present you with this token of our appreciation and recognition of your contribution to making this a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Here you go. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, this is amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, for this amazing honor. Thank you, City of Stockbridge. Thank you for the Women's Committee, Southern Crescent Women in Business. This is amazing. It's one thing to do what we do and do what we love, but it's another thing to be honored for it. So I am truly grateful for this amazing honor, and I am also honored to honor other women for Women's History Month. Thank you so much.
Hello everyone, it's Gabby from Boba Lubu Tea, located here in the city of Stockbridge, your new hangout spot. It is an honor to be the sponsor of the Women's History Month, hosted by the city of Stockbridge.
Did you know that 80% of communicable diseases are transferred by touch? Hello, my name is Ebony Gurndy, founder and CEO of Total Sanitizer, the first FDA-registered, woman-owned, alcohol-free skin sanitizer company. We established the company in 2016 with the goal to educate the community on how to stop the spread of germs. Total Sanitizer is alcohol-free, 99.999% effective, non-toxic, and non-flammable, which makes it safe for children. Please visit our website for additional information. Thank you.
Dr. Lily Jung Henson is another one of our valiant women. She is the Chief Executive Officer at Piedmont Henry Hospital in Stockbridge, Georgia. Prior to this, she was the Chief Medical Officer and helped to reduce serious safety events at Henry County by 83% and hospital-acquired infections by half. She serves on the National Board of Directors for the National MS Society and She serves on the National Board of Directors of the National MS Society and is an incoming board member of the American Academy of Neurology. She is also a member of the Board of Directors for the Piedmont Healthcare Foundation. She is another one of our valiant women. Please help me welcome Dr. Lily Jung Henson.
On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, I want to award Dr. Lily Henson one of our Trailblazer Awards. She is truly a leader in this community at Piedmont Henry Hospital, and thank you for all that you do to make our community a better place to live, Dr. Henson.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I am so grateful for this honor. Leading a community hospital during a pandemic has certainly been a challenge, but it's also provided us some excellent perspective and learning opportunities. I believe we've been successful for three things. Number one, perseverance. Number two, teamwork. And number three, faith. Perseverance. You can achieve anything you want if you work hard enough. That's how I got through medical school and residency. That's how I trained for and ran marathons. And that's how we are getting through this pandemic. When we encountered our first COVID patient last March, our team worked hard to ensure that our hospital was ready to take care of him and the many others that have followed. We had to learn how to deal with a brand new disease and work with limited PPE. We've made it through 3 waves of COVID, each one bigger than the last, and each one associated with different challenges. I'm proud of our healthcare team because they've all rolled up their sleeves and said, we can do it, and they have. Number 2 is teamwork. One of the things I've learned about practicing medicine is that it's a team sport. As a physician, I cannot take adequate care of my patients without the nurses, medical assistants, patient care techs, X-ray techs, physical therapists, administrators, dietitians, and the patient's loved ones, all working together to provide care for the patient. As a hospital CEO, I count on the myriad of talented folks around me to help run the hospital. We all work well together because we are respectful to each other and we recognize the value that each individual brings to the team. Together we are greater than the sum of ourselves. And number 3, faith. As I've grown older, my faith has also grown. I give thanks every day to God for the blessings that He has given me, and I believe that with Him, all things are possible. Thank you again for this recognition.
Andrea Hall is being honored as another one of our valiant women. Standing in the midst of President Joe Biden and 3 former American presidents, Fire Captain Andrea Hall delivered an inspiring and inclusive Pledge of Allegiance during the 2021 inauguration. Her 28 years of experience as a firefighter and a leader in multiple departments led her to being selected out of thousands of first responders around the country to be part of this historic inauguration. As the child of a deaf adult, she understands the importance of representation. That is why she chose to verbally recite the Pledge of Allegiance and use American Sign Language. Captain Hall has received a plethora of awards and accolades, including city and county proclamations, life-saving, and achievement awards. Her dedication to communities she serves and her ability to demonstrate compassion has yielded her the moniker America's Fire Captain. Please help us welcome Fire Captain Andrea M. Hall.
On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Captain Andrea Hall for her outstanding contributions in making America so proud. I've never been so proud of Black America and America in general because of you. You put a shining star and you made every woman proud as a queen in America. Thank you so much for what you do. You are so deserving of this award.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem Alexander. I appreciate you. Thank you so much to the City of Stockbridge for hosting such an honorable award. I just want to say thank you to all of the valiant women who are facing obstacles and they are persevering to reach their goals. I appreciate this award. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Receiving another Valiant Woman Award, Niecy Shaw of Classic 102.9 hosts middays Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Niecy's journey in radio began in 2001 as a traffic and news anchor broadcasting all formats for over 90% of the radio stations in Atlanta's market. It branched off from there into radio, news, and traffic personality on all urban radios in Atlanta. Her platforms are lifestyle with a focus on wellness, fashion, and beauty as a professional makeup artist and former model. You can catch Ms. Shaw inside the midday party with this sparkling personality, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please help me welcome Niecy Shaw.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Niecy Shaw, our midday queen, ladies and gentlemen. And we love the way that you celebrate other women on the radio. We hear the love and joy in your voice. Your accomplishments throughout the years, they're legendary. Thank you so much for making our community a better place. We recognize you.
Thank you. This is such a prestigious honor to be considered this inside National Women's History Month, especially with all the wonderful trailblazers that have led the way from the Sojourner Truths to the Rosa Parks. And I just want to thank the City of Stockbridge and Pro Tem Mayor Elton Alexander. You guys are like a second family to me. This is my community, and I look forward to using my platform in media to continue to strive in this community to enrich the lives of not just women, but my people here. I call this the village, the City of Stockbridge, and it's such an honor to receive this and be amongst a great womanhood inside Women's History Month. Thank you.
Okay.
Receiving the Valiant Woman Award is J. Taylor Hardin. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in nursing and will complete her master's degree in nursing leadership and management this spring. She has a registered nursing license in the state of Georgia and currently works for Piedmont Henry Hospital. She also is a part-time clinical instructor for the nursing program at Gordon State University. In March 2020, her nursing unit officially became the COVID unit to its size and pulmonary specialty. It has been her goal to help create a work culture of positivity and teamwork to give her staff the support and encouragement they need every day. As a frontline worker, loving what she does every single day, we salute you and we welcome J. Taylor Hardin.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we're here to recognize Taylor Hardin, a hero in our community. She is truly the essence of what we have to make it through this pandemic. Thank you so much for your contributions. We understand your commitment to protecting life in this community during this pandemic, supervising the floor of COVID patients. It has to be it's a demanding job, and it also has to be heartbreaking on a day-to-day. It takes a special individual to be able to do what you do, and it has helped us to make it through this in Henry County. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This is such an honor. I am humbled. It's so nice to be recognized for something that you do every day. I really couldn't do what I do without my team, which is made of tons of healthcare professionals. They're resilient, they're hardworking, they care about their patients, and I couldn't do it without my patients. They need us there, and also my family. So thank you very much.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. We have a very special award to Vita Wright McNeil. Vita hosted our red carpet for years, and she helped take this event to the next level. Her absence will surely be missed this year, and it will continue to be missed, and we pray that Vita has a full recovery in Jesus' name, because she is such a loved and cherished member of this community. Ariel Shaw, our chairperson of the Women's History Month Committee, will accept the award for Vita, because we understand that she's not here with us physically, but she's certainly here with us emotionally. Thank you for all that you do, Vita Wright McNeil, and we understand and we love you.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Sylvain Harris with Sylvain Funeral Home, and we are one of your proud sponsors. On behalf of myself, my dad Reggie Sylvain, and the entire Sylvain Funeral Home staff, we'd like to congratulate all the nominees for the 2021 Women's History Month celebration.
Hi, my name is Dr. Noelle Marie Barrera, and I represent Eagles Landing Longevity Center, located on Rock Quarry Road near Piedmont Henry Hospital. Founded by our medical director, Dr. Gayla Sylvain, 15 years ago, we offer internal medicine-based primary care services to patients 16 and older. We also offer rapid COVID-19 testing, varicose vein therapy, bioidentical hormone treatments, and a full array of aesthetic services to help you live your best life and reverse the aging process. We would like to congratulate all the nominees for this year's City of Stockbridge Women's History event. Thank you.
Receiving the Women in Government Award is Vice Chair Natalie Hall. Natalie W. Hall is the Fulton County Commissioner of District 4, which encompasses the heart of Atlanta, downtown, Midtown, Old Fourth Ward, Collier Heights, and Legacy neighborhoods west of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium to Fulton Industrial Boulevard. The unique attribute about the district is that it's completely inside of the city of Atlanta. Commissioner Hall is passionate about making a positive impact in the lives of the citizens of Fulton County. She previously served Fulton County faithfully for 6 years as the Chief of Staff to the late Fulton County District 4 Commissioner Joan P. Garner, and has over 25 years of management experience in the public and private sectors. Commissioner Hall continues to be a voice on the board that champions equality, justice, and advocating for the needs of some of the most vulnerable populations. She maintains a strong conviction that the government should work for the people. Thus, she has committed her voice to ensuring that all people have fair and equal representation. Receiving the Women in Government Award, please help me welcome Vice Chair Natalie Hall.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, and on behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, I want to recognize Commissioner Natalie Hall for her historic trailblazing path that she's leading in Fulton County as Vice Chair. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor Alexander, and thank you, Ariel Shaw, President of Press and Women in Business, because this really exemplifies what I stand for. Not allowing myself to be silenced, refusing to be silenced, and always being a voice for the people. Thank you so much to both of you.
Absolutely.
Carlotta Harrell is being honored for the Women in Government Award. She is the newly elected chair of the Henry County Board of Commissioners and the native to Atlanta. She has degrees in public administration and criminal justice from Bunnell University. In 2012, Ms. Harrell was appointed to the Henry County Water Authority Board of Directors. She served as administrative assistant to the Henry County Commissioners from District 5. She is a managing partner and VP of Business Development with the Harrell Group, a multifunctional women-owned small business. Please help me welcome Chairwoman Carlotta Harrell.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Chairwoman Carlotta Harrell for outstanding contributions to the community. She's walked the walk. She's demonstrated clearly that she is a leader in all facets. She makes us all proud every single day for walking the walk and your commitment to excellence in this community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll step away. You can take off your mask.
I am honored to receive this award for Women's History Month. I am really thankful to the city of Stockbridge and to Councilman Elton Alexander, Mayor Pro Tem of the city of Stockbridge, for presenting me this award. I am honored to be able to serve with so many women in the metro area that are metro chairs. And we are looking forward to work together. We're looking forward to move the metro region to the next level. We know that women get the work done, and I am honored to receive this award. Thank you.
Absolutely. Should I hand you the flag?
Hi, I'm Lisa Cupid, and I serve as chairwoman of the Cobb County Board of Commissioners. And I'm grateful to the city of Stockbridge and to Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander for taking time to recognize the accomplishment of women throughout the metro area through the Valiant Women Refusing to Be Silenced Award. Over the years of serving on the Board of Commissioners, I have greatly valued the relationships I have with elected officials, not only within the county, but throughout the metro area. And as women, there's a story that we all share, despite whatever community that we serve, and what it takes to get to the table and have your voices heard. So with this award, I would just like to encourage women to know that you have a place to add value to conversations about community, and particularly you have a place when it comes to leading your community. And don't let whatever perceptions you may have about your ability to lead or that others may have impact your ability to be a voice for all families and all citizens of your respective community. Again, thank you to the City of Stockbridge, and I'm grateful for this award.
Thank you so much for sharing this honor with me during Women's History Month. On a local level, there are so many incredible women who have shaped Gwinnett County throughout the years. For instance, Georgia's first female mayor, Alice Strickland, was elected here to serve Duluth in 1921. I'm honored to have earned a place in history as Gwinnett's first African-American chairwoman. I'm the third woman to serve as Board of Commissioners chair, following Lillian Webb, who served from 1985 to 1992, and Charlotte Nash, who served from 2011 to 2020. This year's Women's History Month theme references the valiant women of the vote, those who fought for years to earn women the right to contribute to the democratic process. This is a great opportunity for us to look back at how far we've come in the century since the 19th Amendment gave American women the right to vote. We know, though, that not every woman was enfranchised in 1920. Prior to 1924, Native American women were not considered U.S. citizens. Native Americans weren't granted full voting rights across the country until 1962, when Utah became the last state to grant them the right to vote. Then, in 1965, the Voting Rights Act passed, protecting the rights of millions of Black voters who had previously been disenfranchised by unfair and suppressive laws. Still today, we fight for the rights of all eligible voters to easily, efficiently cast their ballots for the candidates of their choice. And we cannot forget that there are many countries around the world where it's still difficult or impossible for women to vote. Though it's right and good to celebrate our progress, it's also crucial to use our hard-won platform to continue to work toward equal rights for all women. There are talented, driven women and girls everywhere pursuing all sorts of paths in life. It's our job to continue to encourage and support them to achieve their dreams by reminding them of what's possible, giving them the resources they need to achieve, and ensuring they have equal footing as their male counterparts from the start. Thank you again for this honor. It's a privilege to represent the people of Gwinnett County and be counted among the phenomenal women who make a difference in our state. Happy Women's History Month.
Just over a century ago, it was a different world for women. Ladies like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Stanton had shouted from the rooftops for decades, begging for the right to vote, to be recognized as a citizen in the United States of America. The 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, extended the Constitution's protection to all citizens, but then went on to define citizens as males only. The 15th Amendment, ratified in 1870, guaranteed Black men the right to vote. It wasn't until 50 years later in 1920 that women finally got the right to vote in this country. In my own life, I realize I've been taught so little about the women's suffrage movement in history. But why? Because as a Southern girl growing up in the 60s and 70s, our schools still weren't as progressive as we weren't given bold, outspoken feminists as role models. We didn't see women who stood up to speak out about their right to have a voice in government, or to have a voice against taxation without representation, or their right to own land, or their right to equal protection under the law, or their right to equal pay, or their right to stand for more than just behind a cooktop. I am thankful that I came from a strong line of women who showed me how to use my voice so that it could stand up for my community. Each one relied on their faith to guide them as they provided for their families and served their communities by being a voice for those who didn't feel like they had one. I continue to advocate for those needs today in the way of drug prevention, mental health awareness, providing for children facing generational poverty, and programs reducing recidivism in our jails. I am honored to be awarded by the City of Stockbridge and Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander as one of the valiant women refusing to be silenced. I accept this award in memory of my grandmothers who survived against all odds and never quit, and who gave me enough love to stand up against any Goliath the world might throw my way. Thank you very much.
Receiving the Women in Government Award is Brenda Lopez Romero. She is the Senior Assistant District Attorney for the Gwinnett Judicial Circuit, leading the Justice and Community Initiative. Brenda was the first American Latina elected to the Georgia General Assembly, where she sat on the Education, Retirement, and State Planning and Community Affairs committees. She has worked over 15 years in the legal and political advocacy of immigrants and low-income communities. Formerly, she was a principal attorney handling removal defense and immigration and nationality matters. Brenda also serves as chairwoman of the Gwinnett County Democratic Party. Among her lengthy volunteerism, she is most proud of her work as a former GED instructor with the Marist School of Adult Education program. Please help me welcome Brenda Lopez Romero.
Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, on behalf of Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Brenda Lopez Romero, the first Hispanic legislator in the state of Georgia, a true trailblazer and leader in the community. She continues to lead as the chairwoman of the Democratic Party in Gwinnett County, and her accomplishments continue to excel in encouraging those to exercise their rights to vote and the valiant women of the vote. This is most appropriate for you, Ms. Brenda Lopez Romero.
Thank you so much for this honor, Mayor Pro Tem Ariel, for the recognition. But most importantly, for National Women's History Month, I think that to remember is to ensure that the young women, the young girls that are here today are our future, and that all the work that we do, both in our professional or personal and civic lives, are to ensure that they continue to have greater access, greater quality, and greater opportunities in life for their future, and that we remember not only the honorees that we have today, but also all the women from which shoulders we continue to do the work that we do today. So thank you so much for this recognition, and happy National Women's History.
Mm-hmm.
Receiving the Luann Burns Teacher Award is Talisa Johnson. From the moment she stepped into her very first classroom in 1995 until today, Ms. Talisa Johnson has tried to inspire, encourage, and challenge each student she has been blessed with the opportunity to serve. She started her teaching career in Indianapolis, Indiana, and taught 5 years before relocating to Georgia. For the past 21 years, she has taught in Henry County schools. Every day, she seeks to encourage and empower her students to become future leaders and positive influences in their community and in the world. Please help me welcome Talisa Johnson.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Talisa Johnson, the first Luann Burns winner for Teacher of the Year. Thank you so much, because in the legacy of Luann Burns, someone we previously honored, we would have never thought at this time that we would be in this pandemic, understanding that she's no longer with us. But while she was with us, she was a trailblazing woman, and thank God we were able to give her her flowers while she was still here. And in her honor, we want to honor you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mess.
I want to say thank you first to Ms. Ariel Shaw for nominating me for this special award, as well as to the City of Stockbridge and Mayor Pro Tem Alexander for selecting me to receive this award. I consider teaching to be my calling. It's more than just work for me. It's something that I do from the heart. While it has its challenges, each and every day is a new adventure, and I just thank God for entrusting me to impact, inspire, and challenge my students each and every day.
Receiving the A Mother's Love Award is Synovia Gullery Salam. She was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. She currently lives in Stockbridge, Georgia, with her husband, Dr. Yusuf Salam, and their children. She is the proud mother of a blended family of 10 children, 7 of which she birthed, 7 daughters and 3 sons, ranging from the ages of 25 to 5 years old. She loves to read, travel, cook, eat, and meet new people. Please help me welcome Synovia Gullery Salam.
I'm Stockbridge Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander. On behalf of the Women's History Month Honors and the Women's History Month Committee, we want to recognize Synovia Gilroy for her outstanding contributions in the community. This is a true pleasure for myself to recognize such greatness in the community and throughout the world. We understand that we recognize her in her own rights, and we applaud her for her stand aside along with her husband, Mr. Yusuf Salam, of the exonerated 5, previously the Central Park 5. We can only imagine the courage that it took in order to be there every step of the way, understanding that social justice and the battle would never be lost. We salute you for your stance and your commitment to social justice, and understanding what you've endured has made us all proud of your accomplishments individually, because we understand you were more than just there. You were a partner in making this happen and changing America. So thank you so much.
First and foremost, I would like to say thank you. I'm truly honored and humbled to receive this award. It's a pleasure to be recognized alongside such a giant as my husband. And I want to say to the Women's History Committee and to everyone else, thank you very much.
I'd like to thank the city of Stockbridge for honoring me today with this Mother Love Awards at this 221st virtual Women's Day, Mother's Day. Wow, it's just so wonderful to be here and to know that someone out there knows of your work and your charities and the various things that you do. You know, there are so many of us women who are out on the front lines trying to make change and do various things for our young people in our community and for our families and our seniors. And oftentimes we go unrewarded, unnamed, unmentioned. But, you know, it brings a tear to your heart just to know that there is someone out there watching, someone somewhere. And really to speak on that, one day I was at an event and a man walked up to me and he said, you know, Mrs. Salam, I know you don't remember me. He told me his name and I did not remember. And he looked in his pocket and he pulled out an old beat up card from when I was working on behalf of children and families so many years ago. And he said, you helped me get my children back. And every day I want to thank you and I want you to know I pray for you. I pray for you. And you know, we're out there working, and oftentimes we don't know the impact of what it is we do on people. And it's wonderful just to have someone say, you know, you made an impact. You did something. You changed someone's life. You made things real for somebody. You touched someone in some way. And it's only through the grace of God that we are all here able to do what we do and keep on moving. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And receiving a Father's Love Award is Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill. Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill, affectionately known as Pastor Spence, was the lead pastor of Global Impact Christian Ministries in Stockbridge, Georgia. He was licensed and ordained as Poplar Springs Baptist Church in Ellenwood, Georgia, by Reverend Ulysses Ponder. Pastor Spence was a member of the Shepherd's Connection, where he was mentored by Dr. R.A. Vernon. As a transformative leader and author, Pastor Spence provided his unique, unorthodox approach to ministry. He earned a BBA in marketing from Georgia Southern University and an MA in Christian counseling from Luther Rice Seminary, and an executive leadership certification from Cornell University. It was Pastor Spence's desire to teach and preach the gospel of Jesus Christ in a practical and relevant manner. His messages were designed to equip, empower, encourage, and enlighten the saints so that he could live better lives. Pastor Spence co-authored No Covenant, No Cookie in response to too many questions he encountered from Christian singles. Pastor Spence was married to leading lady Kalisha O'Neill, and their union was blessed with 2 children, Spencer II, also known as Stone, and Bethany O'Neill. Pastor Spence passed unexpectedly on January 11, 2021. Receiving the award on his behalf today is First Lady Kalisha O'Neill.
Thank you all for joining us for the Women's History Month honors. Tonight we have a very special award. The Father's Love Award is an award that we started last year to make sure that we understood the value of fathers in our community. This pandemic has truly taught us some lessons in how that we need to make sure that we value everybody in our village. It is with much sadness that we had the passing of Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill, but in his honor, we want to make sure that we leave his legacy going, and it'll be the Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill Award going forward. And this year, the Father's Love Award will go to Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill and his great legacy that he's left here in the city of Stockbridge, and we'll be presenting that to First Lady, Leading Lady O'Neill.
To Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander and the Stockbridge City Council, I graciously accept the Father's Love Award on behalf of my late husband, Pastor Spencer T. O'Neill, affectionately known as Pastor Spence. Pastor Spence loved children and he loved this community. He served on the Henry County DFACS Board as well as the Henry County School Superintendent's Faith-Based Advisory Committee, as well as partnering with several schools here, right here in Henry County. His mantra was, "We get to serve," and even in his absence, we still get to serve. May God continue to bless and keep you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Ariel, present the flowers.
Look up for me.
I'd like to take a moment to give thanks to several people that we have to recognize this evening. First, Mayor Pro Tem Elton Alexander, the entire staff, and the Women's Committee. I'd also like to thank our sponsors, Total Sanitizer LLC, which is our platinum sponsor, our gold sponsor, Bennett International Group LLC, our silver sponsor, Eagles Landing Longevity Center, Henry County Water Authority, Extreme Fun on Wheels, our bronze sponsor, Sylvan Funeral Home, Boba Luba Tea, and other sponsors, Eagles Landing Dance Center, Hollis Harrell Insurance, Southern Crescent Women in Business, City Development for Real People, and of course, the City of Stockbridge.
What an amazing program we've had for Women's History Month Honors 2021. We want to thank everyone, especially the Women's History Month Committee, the staff of the City of Stockbridge, and foremost, we want to thank all of the honorees in the community for doing everything that you do. Thank you to all of our sponsors as well. Without your contribution, it would have been impossible to do what we do and honor the ladies in this community sufficiently. Our task here is to make sure that we honor the women and we give them their flowers while they're here to enjoy them in the community so they can enjoy them now. And what that is our charge. We want to make sure that we do that each and every year. And you will come back and see us in 2022 because it'll only be bigger and brighter because of the contributions of everyone that came to the table to make this possible. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and make sure that you thank a woman in your life today and give her a big hug just for us. Till next year, Have a great year. The best is yet to come. Thank you. I'm Elton Alexander, Mayor Pro Tem.